It's been 10 years since we started the Craft Beer channel. It's gone from a hobby, to a side hustle, to a full-time job thanks to the support of over 150,000 subscribers and most importantly 400 wonderful Patreons. We aren't done yet, but in the last decade we've travelled all over the world, from Norway's Arctic Circle to China's Oktoberfest, from the west coast of America to sunny Barcelona. We've met food royalty, actual royalty, and of course brewing royalty, while making 3 feature-length documentaries and winning several awards for our filmmaking. It hasn't all been smooth sailing, far from it, but as well as the beers we've tasted and brewed and the places we've been, we'll always remember the incredible people we've met. To thank them as well as our viewers, subscribers and Patreons, we decided to host a 10-year anniversary festival and brew a few collaboration beers to serve there. What started as 4 beers snowballed to become 10, one for each year we've been making films. Which means for the last 4 months we've been travelling all over the UK and even Sweden to brew exciting beers with some of the inspirational friends we've made along the way. We've made everything from traditional German fest beers to British hop golden ales, through piney West Coast IPAs to heavily fruited Berliner Weisses, and of course a big juicy New England IPA and one monster coffee Imperial Stout. This is the story of just one of those brew days. Hey beer geeks and welcome to the Craft Beer channel.
Johnny, focus on the computer game.
No, I'm going to focus on the video because I think I hit someone. I think I did it. So as you may have guessed, we are down at Elusive. We are brewing a classic golden ale and currently playing
Golden Axe, mate.
Golden Axe.
Doesn't get much better than this.
I say a classic golden ale. It's going to be one with a twist, of course. We're going to be using some incredible modern English hops. One, in fact, that we tasted and rubbed during our Now IPA documentary. You got anything to say about that, Bradley?
Just that I love golden ales and I love Golden Axe.
How did you make the fire?
And I've just made a massive power up. Our job's alright, isn't it, Johnny, sometimes?
It's okay. So yeah, we are joining the wonderful Andy, and we have brewed a beer that has a fantastic name, a fantastic label, and big blackcurrant honey biscuit vibes. And this is the story of how we brewed it and how I worked out to swing my axe. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm better at brewing. I'm better at brewing, to be honest.
Andy, Johnny has been to Elusive many times, but it's my first time here.
Welcome.
It's a magical place. I can't believe you bang out such amazing beers in such a small industrial unit, but it really is a powerhouse. If I had to compare it to computer games and stuff, it's like a pocket computer game, you know. You kind of like flip it out.
Very much handheld.
Still massively enjoyable, just like a smaller scale. I'm amazed the beers that you bang out from here are incredible. Oregon Trail is like, it's just a legendary beer at this point.
Amazing,
so
thank you.
Congratulations. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? Like, where have you come from, Andy?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I started this, 10 years ago, since we're talking about 10 years, I was a home brewer back in 2012, 2013, and became a bit obsessed with it all, joined London Amateur Brewers as a club, and just things went from there, really. Got better and better, and eventually won a national competition.
Yes.
The giant checks on the wall at the back, which I can show you.
I love it.
And that was a deposit on the kit, the same kit we brew on today at the back of the brewery here. We've since upgraded our FVs and got a nice canning line and stuff, but still got that original kit, and that's how we got started. So we did some upgrades kind of over the last year or so, which is to replace all our FVs with these cylindrical conicals, which are pressurized and allow us to do everything in one vessel without using bright tanks. So we can ferment and carbonate in these, can directly from them, cast from them, as we talked about. So these are all in the past kind of 18 months. We've got a canning line here, which is we got up and running a couple of months ago. Lot quicker and a lot better than our old one, which is really cool.
That's great.
And then at the back is the original brew kit. So it's a 5-barrel kit from Elite Stainless down the road in Swindon, built locally. And I bought it because their service is awesome, and the phone number of the manufacturer, the guy who actually welds it, is on the front. Any issues, ring them up, and they're on it. And there's the check at the back there. So the Craft Beer Co competition back in 2014. that's what started it all for us. So yeah, that's on the wall as a reminder of where we come from.
Yeah, man. It was probably a really steep learning curve going from home brewer to commercial. We're asking everyone we meet along the way what they've learned over the course of their history, their brewing history. What are the sort of things, the little nuggets of wisdom that you'd impart on our viewers?
Well, yeah, it's a big question, but I think for us, finding identity, find a niche, and be good at that. Be good at one thing, and everything would kind of fall in around that. When I started out, I had very little commercial brewing experience. I'd hung out at Weird Beard a little bit, but I started doing lots of collabs, and people would come here and they'd show me how to use my kit, essentially.
Nice.
And I kind of learned with each of those as we went through them. The other thing is, you can't do it all yourself. If you're kind of limiting factor when you start up, and when you get people in, they'll bring more experience you don't have. We've got Ruth, who's our MD. We've got Rick John, who's a brewer with a good experience. Ian, who's out delivering today. Good little team we've built here, and that's really driven us forward.
Thank you for the words of wisdom, Andy. It's so great to be here finally, see where the magic happens. Those lessons are obviously for brewers, but I think you can apply them for success in anything you do.
Yeah, any business.
Andy, what's your favourite computer game?
I'm going to say, I'll go for an 80s one,
Yeah?
which is Elite on the BBC Micro, but I absolutely love Half-Life 2 on PC.
Okay, I'm lost with Elite on BBC Micro, no idea. Half-Life 2, that is a legendary
That's an awesome game.
Nice.
Talking of dusty old games, it was time to mash in. So I dropped the camera, not literally, grabbed the paddle and got to work helping Andy. We were mashing in especially early because just a few hundred metres away we'd soon be mashing in another collaboration, this time at Siren Craft Brew. Alrighty, so we're mashed in at Elusive and now it's the 1 minute, possibly prickly, stingle nettly walk.
Oh god.
To mash in at Siren. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about the stinging nettle.
We've both got shorts on.
I nearly wore trousers this morning for this very reason.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. So we're around the back of Elusive. Literally the mash tun is right here. I'm a little bit lost, Bradley.
There's no way I'm going to be able to walk back there on my own.
Siren Craft Brew, Bradley. Will I ever lead you wrong? Well, I mean, I literally did.
Possibly.
But I found it again. So yeah, now we're at Siren, where we're brewing our West Coast collab, and you can watch that in a separate video, which will be live very shortly after this one. See you in there. Once mashed in at Siren, we hot-footed back to Elusive in time for a quick sniff of the beautiful British Mystic hops before they were tossed into the boil. So this is Mystic.
Yeah, I mean the aroma's leaping out of the bag, isn't it? We've got just looking at they're quite small cones, but they're actually beautifully oily.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've got like you see the lupul in there, and it's really, really pungent. It's got like the initial thing was like a blackcurrant was getting, but I think there's like a passion fruit or maybe a gooseberry thing, something like that that's underneath that.
Blackcurrant, and there's spice in there as well, and then something citric or tropical or a squeeze of something incredibly fresh and a little bit exotic.
Very nice.
So this is only 3.9, did you say, alpha?
Yes, it's a low alpha hop, but it's good. It means we can get plenty in early without making our beer super bitter. So we're going with like 4 different additions, hot side, and then a dry hop as well with the same hop. So should get a good expression of what this hop's all about. And this is one of the new ones from the Charles Farram hop development program.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be a decent first charge as well at 3.9. None of this kind of 1 kilogram.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, all 5 kilos going in the boil. We've got into a 7-8 boil.
Yeah.
And we've got 4 kilos going literally in the boil, and then a little hop stand at the end with the rest of it. So
5 kilograms of hops. Don't ever say the British beer is under hopped. Certainly not this one. With the hops in, we had time for a chat about the style and the recipe, and we're joined by John Stringer, who works for the hop supplier Charles Farram.
So Andy, it's always a pleasure to come down to this beautiful industrial estate where you and Siren have made your home. Thank you for having us again for our second collab that we've done with you. And again, we're going for a golden ale, and again with British hops, but this time a really modern hop, which is why we also have John with us. So we've just sniffed the Mystic, so we'll dig into the recipe in a bit, but tell us about Mystic, like its origins and about the Charles Farram program that's going on.
It's been around for probably about 7 or 8 years now, and it's got a wonderful aroma. We know it brews well, but it's been kind of a variety in a state of limbo. A lot of people love it, but from an agronomy point of view, it's got some deficiencies. It doesn't yield particularly well, so the trying to get the buy-in from the grower is not easy, because obviously they can take other varieties that yield a lot better.
Yeah.
So
I love that. So obviously, like we know that the name from our Now IPA documentary, that like it came from the guy sort of going around picking the hops, giving up hope of finding a great one day, and then being like, this next one is going to happen.
yeah.
But it's nice that it's got this kind of mystique, and that it's this beautiful aroma hop that, you know, really struggles to grow and is hard to get your hands on. It's the right name for
Yeah,
this ethereal hop. And the aroma was delicious when we opened those bags, wasn't it?
Yeah, like immediately we're getting blackcurrant. John mentioned orange, maybe some kind of citrusy, maybe a passion fruity vibe. It's quite pungent actually, surprisingly, like nice oily sticky hop with little cones, but they pack a lot of punch.
And really low alpha as well, which means, you know, we can really be pretty chaotic in the amount of hops we're going to be adding.
Get into the boil without adding too much bitterness, which for the kind of a golden ale, we don't want it to be mega bitter.
Yeah.
But we can layer loads of flavour into it, which I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, how that kind of comes through in the final beer.
And so we're keeping the yeast really clean so that Mystic has a chance to do its thing. And then the grist is dead simple as well, I guess.
Yeah, we use a Maris Otter, obviously a British staple malt, with some premium English caramel from Simpsons, which is, it's malty. It's like a bit of Horlicks. Like
sometimes there's no other word for it. With
maybe a little bit of raisin we get when we on it earlier. We should layer some flavour in, but also give it that nice golden colour. Yeah. And we're topping the colour up with a little bit of chocolate, which is an old kind of ESB trick, just to
it's wild to me when you said
like less than 1%.
Bit of caramel, Maris Otter, and chocolate. I was like, what? So that's going to sort of try and give it like rich golden hue, just a small amount.
And that kind of sunset golden kind of colour, like that. Yeah.
So I feel like golden ale is a great way for us to display like modern British hops, because, you know, in a bitter it's more malt forward, often it's more yeast forward as well, and the golden ale gives us the opportunity to really explain what's exciting about what Charles Farram are doing, and a couple of other farmers around the UK that are trying to bring, you know, either old hops that have sort of been stored away, or new ones that are coming through the breeding program. This is the only so this is going to go across cask, keg, and can.
Yes.
Right. So that's the joy of a flexible small brewery, where you can be like, well, we stick the nozzle in whichever.
It's going into one of these little tanks behind us, and we can pack across all 3-4 months in one tank. Obviously, a 4% golden ale. It's got cask written all over it. Yeah. Sitting in a pub in the autumn sounds fantastic. But we're going to keg and can it as well, obviously. And we've got a great name and a great label.
yeah, absolutely. That was Brad and me on a train for hours coming up with ideas, and that was one of the first ones, which is usually the case in a brainstorm. So I'm glad you guys liked it too, and Ruth has done an insane job on that label.
The artwork's amazing.
Yeah, a real unsung hero of 8-bit style design is Ruth. Well, I don't think we're going to need Zoltar to tell us that this is going to be a delicious beer. Take that, Jon Snow. Fucking TV presenter. Sorry, excuse me.
From the glamour of TV presenting to the drudgery of mash digging, from a ton with absolutely no manway. At least we had the beer to look forward to in 3 weeks' time.
So jet setters, as we are, driving around Europe in Brad's Lupo, we're actually, believe it or not, at the guest house of St Bernardus Brewery, where we've been making an epic film all about one of the most beautiful breweries we've ever been to. And this is the only chance that Brad and I have together to taste this beer in time for this video. So we thought we'd just do it here in cute little St Bernardus glasses.
Adorable.
Adorable. So yeah, this is the first collab we'll have tasted of the 10 that will be poured at our festival, and we'll celebrate our 10th birthday.
Exciting.
This, remember, it was British hopped, golden ale. Probably the best medium for this beer will be cask,
Yes.
not Belgian bowl glass, fish bowl glass.
What kind of fish you putting in that bowl? Very small one, a minnow.
I was thinking like a cocktail from All Bar One.
Oh. You know, I've never been to an all bar one, Johnny.
Have you not?
And I plan never.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Smells
Right.
great already.
You can get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that blackcurrant comes through that was there in the hops on the day. Loads of blackcurrant and hedgerowy hay. It's not earthiness, it's green.
Yeah. We're already in the countryside if we didn't say that clearly enough.
Yeah, we're driving down like a thin country lane and it's whipping the car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
just little hints of it. And, you know, we use a really clean yeast, so there's not going to be big sort of peachy aroma or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it's all about that blackcurrant hedgerow stuff. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
It's been an adventure. 10 breweries,
10 years.
first taster.
First beer. Nice.
Very smooth. I was worried about, always with British hops, a little bit of earthiness sneaking in.
No.
But no, again, it's nettily, it's green, and it's blackcurranty, and it's honeyed. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of bitterness going on, isn't there?
Yeah, but like clean bitterness, it's not kind of muddy. So yeah, honey, blackcurrant, hedgerow fruitiness, prickly. I feel like on cast this would be so good because I think it's just lacking just the tiniest bit of kind of malt depth or complexity, and I think on cask that's really going to pop. It's going to bring out that kind of
Even more honey, maybe.
exactly that.
Oof.
Yeah, the maltiness from the beer.
Lovely.
Can I just say though, the colour of that is absolutely gorgeous.
It's magnificent. We wanted to call it Zoltar the Magnificent, but I think somebody else owns that copyright. So we're Zoltar the Mystic, Johnny.
Yeah,
But it's certainly a
Zoltar the
mystical
Golden.
colour, eh?
It's that little bit of chocolate malt. I was sceptical, but that has resulted in a proper like amber beer. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
Very happy about that. I'm very happy about that flavour. I'm very excited about all the British hops that are coming out. This one's actually a couple of years old, but it's really individual.
Yes.
It's not at all earthy. It's got that lovely blackcurrant thing. I think that'd be a beautiful beer in all kinds of British styles, bitters, porters as well. That blackcurrant thing would be great. At the festival, could be a sleeper hit, particularly with all the other big beers going on. We might want something a little bit scratchy and honeyed and subtle.
Sessionable. Big time crushable.
Sessionable as well. Particularly that aroma, that blackcurrant aroma has been way beyond expectation. I'm very happy with that. So God bless you, Andy. Thank you so much for taking that little leap with us, brewing with a hop you never brewed with before. Very proud and happy with how this has gone. I'm very proud of what you have achieved in the last 10 years as well.
Cheers, Andy. Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers. Love and beer.
Love and beer.